Your actions are not a result of your character. You don't need to judge yourself for that. Alright guys, welcome back. This is the final part of the model series. We are now looking specifically at the action to result line and the relationship between those two. Personally, for coaching, this is where I think the magic really happens, is really showing how your actions is where you find all your evidence. It's where you create your results. And seeing how our actions are always creating results that prove our thoughts true. What most people think is that their actions, it's just a result of their character. That it's just this fixed thing and it's what you were born with or what you just are. Someone may have a conscious thought or goal to go after their dreams, but there's all these underlying belief systems like this is hard, I'll never be able to do this, and that leaves somebody feeling defeated. And because they're feeling defeated, they procrastinate, they don't make a plan, they don't go for it, they don't talk about it to anybody. Then they think, oh, see, there I go again. I'm just somebody who's lazy, or I'm a failure, and they just write themselves off. We do that with other people too. We see other people's actions and we're just like, oh, that person's bad, that person's evil, or that person is lazy, or that person is clearly never going to be successful. Like they're not even another human being. But really, it's all because of a thought, right? Nobody is inherently lazy, or evil, or stupid, or a failure. And even better news, people can change their minds. In an instant, right? Like it's possible. It's possible to become a new person overnight. We hear stories about that all the time. People having near-death experiences and becoming completely different people. It's because their mind and their belief system got totally rocked. I fully understand that other people are just having models going on in their heads. And I understand that for me, it's just models going on in my head. If someone were to yell at me right now, well, one, I would probably leave the room calmly, but I would also be thinking, oh, this guy is just having a model going through his head. I've improved my relationship with so many people because of this, you guys. And responding that way, guess what? Benefits me. Remember that, guys. It's seriously the kindest thing I do to myself. I don't get worked up or expend energy on shit that doesn't matter, like somebody cutting me off in the freeway or something like that. I save all of my energy for the things that I'm meant to do on this planet. So really understand that our actions create our results, and our results are always proving our thoughts true. Our actions is where we find all of our evidence for our thoughts. We procrastinate, that's evidence that we're lazy. So then we just keep thinking that we're lazy. Last week, we talked about feeling our feelings and how often the reason we do things that we don't like because of negative emotion is because we're trying to feel better. If all our actions is where we find the evidence, and then we also allow our feelings to be there, we don't try to make ourselves feel better, then we also don't need to create more evidence. Let me give you an example. Recently, an ex of mine reached out, and we started to talk a little bit again. But the most recent thing was that I sent him a message and he didn't respond. And I felt hurt. And I found myself like going online, checking if he's online, checking on my message, seeing if he read it, and all that shit. I did a model on it, and I found out that my thought was, I'm a sad and lonely loser. This made me feel shame, and when I'm in shame, I am being a little bit obsessive and checking up on that message often, creating more evidence for myself that I'm a sad and lonely loser. When I got awareness on that thought and I got awareness on that model, I couldn't just think, I'm amazing and feel so much better. It just didn't work like that because I was still really believing in that first thought that I'm a sad and lonely loser. So I couldn't just think of a brand new positive thought, but I could still think, it's okay to be sad. I'm okay with being sad. Of course I'm sad. This is sad for me. This is normal. And then further, I thought, I can feel sad and I don't need to create more evidence. That threw in some acceptance in the mix and some feelings of determination in the bag of emotions that I was feeling. And I felt sad without acting on it because I allowed the sadness. I just kept reminding myself that it's okay to be sad. I still focused and got the work that I wanted to do done. And I felt so much better because I was proud of myself for still sticking to my word. Alright guys, so here's what you should take away from this. Stop writing yourself off as lazy, a failure, or whatever kind of blanket statement. Practice new identities that you want to embody. Think about somebody who is what you want to be and imagine what kind of thoughts would they be thinking. Practice thinking that you are the kind of person who follows through on their schedule and it's weird if you don't, rather than seeing it as evidence that you're lazy. For example, this is why affirmations can be so powerful. This is how you practice believing a new thought. You say it to yourself every single day. Repetition is the key to mastering anything. A lot of you guys are worried about, oh, this is great stuff, but I don't know if I'm going to remember it in the moment. Well, the way that you remember it in the moment is by reminding yourself as much as you can. Practice it. Do it in the mornings or before you go to bed and keep reminding yourself. This is how you master something. It's like any kind of skill. You practice and you study drawing hands to get great at drawing hands. Well, you practice new thoughts every single day or as much as you can to get good at learning and thinking new thoughts. Your actions are not a result of your character. You don't need to judge yourself for that. All you have is just a thought playing in your head. Okay? Alright, thanks guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!